Jesus tells this great story of the rich man and Lazarus. And as he tells the parable, it's the story of this wealthy man who's created a gated neighborhood. I mean, he's literally locked the poor out of his life, and the beggar Lazarus is outside the gate just longing for whatever could fall from the rich man's table. And the wall that he's built between himself and the beggar, it becomes a wall not just between himself and his neighbor, but between himself and God. And the rich man, without a doubt, was a religious man. He knows the prophets. He knows the law. And yet he did not have compassion on the person right outside of his gate. And the poor man who is named in the story as Lazarus, his name means the one God rescued. And when both of them come to die, the rich man, who has no name in the story, I'm sure he had a name down here, probably had a company named after him or a town, but he doesn't have a name. And the Lazarus, the one God rescued, is next to God. And I think one of the things that we've found is that through the cultural patterns of our world that teach us to separate ourselves from the poor or from suffering, what we find out is that we end up being some of the wealthiest people in the world, but also some of the most lonely and depressed and hurting people, because what we are created for is to love and to be loved. And when we gate ourselves out, and when we lock people out, and we build picket fences and gated neighborhoods and walls around our countries to lock the alien and the poor and the stranger out, we find ourselves in a place where we're really separate from God and from those who God is so close to on the margins. The model of the incarnation is that Jesus moved into the neighborhood. Jesus entered into the struggle, was born in the middle of a genocide, and struggled through poverty and pain even up to the point of the cross. And that's the model that we're called to follow.